Alright, so today's video is going to be a little bit of a different one. I'm taking a look at the Mackie MK2 Studio again, along with the StompMix 4 and also the Simplifier MK2. I just like how big this thing is, and being able to fit it on the desk here where you can see stuff and get a pretty good simulated sound for the guitar there. So people have been having different comments that they've been putting forward about this thing, and it seems like the people that understand it are enjoying it a lot better, knowing that, like using it with their kids for Roblox or streaming stuff or anything. But I think that people looking for this as like a tracking device, I think, are being disappointed, and they're not really getting the picture for it. And I don't really think that's what it's for. One of the things that I thought that I might try, though, is see using the StompMix 4 to maybe use it as a preamp for not just the microphone that I'm using, but also for the simplifier I'm running into this. So this has two channels. It has an XLR quarter-inch combo input with phantom power. It also has an 1/8 inch, in which I've done a video about, coming straight out of the simplifier 1/4 inch into this. Well, now what I'm doing today is I'm running my guitar. I'm using a Jackson Rhodes guitar plugged into the simplifier, and then I'm running that into channel 2 of the StompMix, and my vocal microphone and Audio-Technica AT2020 is running into channel 1, and then I have the main mix coming out just the left side into channel 1 on the MCaster, and then the aux out I have assigned to output 2, and that is running to channel 2 over here. Now right now you can see visually that I have signal coming in on 1, I have signal coming in right here, but nothing on 2. The volume is all the way down on this one right now, and the volume's about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock on this one. So what have I got going on? I was getting a lot of noise, a lot of phase things when I first plugged this up, so it was not a plug it up and it sounds amazing sort of thing. I did have to kind of balance a few things out, and I'll kind of show you through that. So the main mix I was able to keep pretty straightforward. I did, just bring the volume down on the channels I wasn't using. I did have to do some pad and input balancing on the back of this thing here, where it's got that for channel 1 and 2, not 3 and 4 though. Let's see, no delay, no reverb that you're hearing here, and within each of these channels I did have to use the gate on it right here. So right now I don't have the gate on the vocal microphone. It wasn't so much the source of the problem, and you see how much it goes away whenever I stop talking. So I'm just going to turn this one down a little bit more, where it's not really going to be opening and closing too much for us there. Channel 2, I think, was really where I was getting more of the noise. So when I start bringing this down, I think it's just getting some of that in there. Let's see if I start bringing the guitar sound up, though, and you start getting, like if I let go of the strings, you hear that buzz. And, just a reminder for people that aren't as, regular watchers of my channel, it's not about trying to get this stuff to sound as awesome as possible. I really want to get like a realistic expectation of what these products are going to sound like. So if if that's too much for you, if you can't handle this, maybe spend some more money, on something that's got nicer preamps on it. But, there's ways around this kind of stuff here. So of course, you can see that's still only coming in on the channel 1. If I go to my system button, you can see the input right there on that. I'm going to bring this down, just adjust it a little bit more. Now, I did just recently get, and I'm going to drop my, drop my volume down. Let's see if I can. So I have to set that mic the gate pretty high. I don't want it like super duper tight or anything, but I I want to be able to release the strings without having feedback or having to mess with the volume knob, which would be nice. Now, I did just get a nice set of headphones, or I say nice, they're not that nice. They were on sale on Amazon and have this little mic thing with them. I'll kind of show them here. That's what you're looking at. Nothing too fancy, but it's got this little mic. But it's actually been sounding really good for lessons. Now, again, right now what you're hearing is my AT2020 microphone. But let me hit this button and it's going to switch over to the headset. So, all right. So I do have to adjust the volume when I do that. You can hear there's a little bit of noise. I'm no longer running through this thing right here. It's just coming straight in. So since it's coming off of the headset microphone, obviously you're not hearing the guitar coming in. But if I start bringing up this aux right here, it has to get pretty high. So now you can start hearing the guitar coming in, but do you hear that tin can sort of sound that's going on with my voice that's introduced now? That's phasing. That's where, like, I've got, the signals are not completely lined up and it's getting this weird telephone effect, and when I really push in, it's actually going to do like a volume drop kind of thing, which I'll try to demonstrate too. But that's what happens if you have both of these going with this mix. Now how could I do this? If I go back here to my main mix and drop the volume of this all the way down, or even faster, if I just hold the button in to mute it, then you can hear that goes away. And I've still got the guitar. So that's still a feasible thing to do. Now, it does seem like that the 1/8 inch does not have as much output on it as say the 1/4 inch XLR input, and that does make sense right here. But even, let me just demonstrate how I can. And I'm back. So let me adjust. Excuse me. Adjust that back down. You hear how with these both volumes up, it sounds like my voice is dropping out intermittently, like every now and then it's kind of like dropping down in volume and then raising back up. That's the phase too. So if I drop this second volume down, that goes away. The volume is not that much different, but it's not having an internal fight with each other, or with itself, I should say. So let's try that. Just to kind of show you too, if I go to, if I go to here, you can see where my signal is coming in on both of these. And then out here, this is how the mix is assigned. So right now, the main mix is going to out 1. If I switch that to aux, it doesn't really change that much because I have the mixes set the same. And same thing if I set the output 2 to that. And now I start messing with it over here. You can see this is, excuse me, even though it's a stereo signal, it's like I have to have it cranked in order to get even anywhere near what I'm used to there. So that's something to take into consideration. Now, obviously, let's see if I switch over to this, the headset microphone. Yeah, is that going to change? What do I have? See, that doesn't seem too bad. That's not as bad, like having the headset and this, but when I had this microphone that was going, wait, let's try that. Okay, so there we go. Now we're having the problems. And with this, see, it's kind of a different problem. It's more of the telephone sound, but not so much of the dropout sound. So yeah, kind of interesting with that. I could just keep on going around, and I was doing a lot of just like, sorry, let me adjust this. I was doing a lot of troubleshooting, really just to get ready for this, just to even get it to where it sounded decent and usable. So I wonder if this is a scenario where, unless you really take the time to work something out with a product like this or some other kind of preamp with EQ or something, it might be better to just work with less is more mentality on this. So yeah, it's interesting what you can do. I'm still kind of figuring things out. And one thing that I did figure out that was kind of interesting, this thing obviously only has one headphone output, and then of course monitor speakers and stuff. But I figured out a way to get two headphone mixes, or it's one. I think it's just going to be one mix, but two headphones can run off of it. So you can see right now I actually have a secondary set of headphones plugged into this right now, and then I've also got my newer headset with a speaker on it that's plugged into this one, and I did check and they both are getting the signal there. So that might be kind of like a little hidden hack that you might be able to do if you wanted to run two sets of headphones off of one of these devices. And you could still work something out. It would be interesting to try two microphones and two different people talking on this to see about using this as a way to make this first channel into say 4 channels, or however many you need or have access to. So yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this one up for today. It's just kind of a thought that I had, and kind of wanted to do some of the plugging around in front of you guys here. So it's not perfect. I probably am not going to use this for tracking unless it's for a very specific sound or something. Definitely nothing like super high quality or anything. But what do you think? I think more people are commenting about getting theirs and enjoying them, or being disappointed and returning them. And yeah, let me know which side you were on, and I will talk to you again soon. Thanks.